Time now for race 13 of the meeting here on Heats Day. It's Junior Rotax Heat 4, Groups B versus D. Let's take you through your starting grid. So on the front row from pole position, it will be Spain's Nikita Nikishov with the United Kingdom's Timo Jungling alongside on the front row. Thijs van Wijk and Tom Strehler, row 2. Thomas Ingram Hill and Oliver Sander, row number 3. Raymond Bansal from India and Estonia's Oliver Kerg rounding out the top 4 rows, with Rasmus Koskinen and Domi Kakkonen rounding out the top 10. Nemanja Jovanovic, Hans Markus Narusk, Charlie Neve, Sky Parker, Jimmy Kokalainen, Olivia Jonkers, Armand Hamilton and Kiran Bartenstein rounding out the 18-strong grid. Air temperature currently 17 degrees Celsius. And that does not really puts pale into comparison how red hot the track action has been all the way through so far today. Seven minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap. Nikishov and Jungling lead the field into the tram lines. Are we ready? Are we steady? Lights are out first time. Let's go racing. Nikishov keeping it pinned to the inside. Jungling runs wide, very, very wide, and loses out a gaggle of positions heading into turn number 1 and 2. And there has been a little bit of a drama behind way back when. But Nikita Nikishov has already made sure to make good his intentions and has a comfortable lead. And it looks like Thijs van Wijk has got second down the hill into turns at 10 and 11 for the opening time. Looks like third position is Thomas Ingram Hill. Fourth, it's Tom Strehler. Fifth might be, it looks to be the 239 of Oliver Sander. So Timo Jungling will have to do a recovery drive and then some. I think it might be Hans Markus Narusk that might have been one of those drivers that was compromised early doors. Jungling is behind Sander and is currently sitting in 6th position. Nikishov has a lead of 2.5 tenths of a second as they go on to lap number 2. And the other driver involved, unfortunately, was Sky Parker. So Sky Parker currently sitting in 17th position, but Van Wijk trying to close in on Nikishov to go for the race lead. Ingram Hill and Strehler working together. Sander and Jungling are, well, Jungling's firing up the inside through turn 10 and 11 and gets through to now take what is effectively 5th position. The leaders make their way through turns 13 and 14, down the back straightaway through the slight kink at 15, on the approach into the hard-braking right-hander as Tom Strehler up the inside of Ingram Hill to take P3 through turn number 16. Jungling looking to move forward and close in on the 2 in front. 4 3/4 minutes plus an additional lap remaining. We're now on to lap number 3. And Van Wijk trying to do everything to see if there's an opportunity. Bumps over the curbs. quite significantly, loses a bit of traction as a result. There's a battle side by side for 4th and 5th ever so briefly. And I think the fact that Youngling might have got past Ingram Hill, which he has done, so it could be the case that we will have more than likely 4 different winners. Oh, bit of a moment there for Oliver Sander. Around the outside of him goes Arayman Bansal from India through turn number 13. Sander got it a bit wrong on the exit of the hairpin, and the Indian went straight through. But now Sander has retaliated through turn 16. The Indian trying to go through up the inside through turn 17, makes the move. And not only that, the 212 gets through. Armand Hamilton makes the move through turn 17. We have got a 5-second penalty coming. So there is a 5-second penalty inbound for one of the drivers. But I'll wait for the timing to confirm that in due course. But Timo Youngling has been on an absolute tear and threads the eye of the needle, squeaks through past Tom Seller, and then to add more to that through turn 13, Thomas Ingram Hill gets through on the inside of the Latvian with literally millimetres to spare. If they keep on battling the way they are now, they're not going to contend for the race victory. More changes this time for 4th. Youngling's gotten away from Ingram Hill and Strela, with the latter now in 4th place. 2 minutes 35 on the clock remaining. Ingram Hill retaliates up the inside of the Latvian. They might be teammates, they might be under the same stable, but they want to be ahead of the other. Now into the next left. Strela parks it on the racing line. Armand Hamilton now looking up the inside, and now we have, jump start penalty given to the 265 of Timo Youngling. Oh, moment there. That was for Armand Hamilton over the back bumper, possibly, of Thomas Ingram Hill. And he's right up the back bumper of Bansal coming through turn 11. Ingram Hill now making it 3 wide into the hairpin and gets through. Audacious but spectacular move from Thomas Ingram Hill from Dan Holland Racing. And now trying to get into the mix as Oliver Sander once again looks up the inside of Bansal going through into turn 14. And Tom Seller has just been given a 5-second time penalty by race control for pushing. Oh, and there's more dramas. That was coming out of turn number 17. Oliver Sander might be one of those karts involved. It is. And who's the other driver? Well, it's a Tony Kart chassis. I'm trying to catch the number, and that is... Oh, don't tell me that is the 251 of India's Arayman Bansal. They came together. Thomas Ingram Hill now having to fight with Armand Hamilton in the 212 as they go down the hill. That has really changed the complexity of the race. And those 2 drivers, Sander and Bansal, are going absolutely nowhere. Yellow flag at Marshall Post 10 on the approach into turn number 18. But, oh my goodness, there's more elbows out action. And that was a little bit further back behind Tom Seller. One of the drivers that was racing, that was the 211, Nemanja Jovanovic, has got past through on Armand Hamilton and also got through on Thomas Ingram Hill. So the Serbian driver now has gotten up into 5th position. But in the meantime, whilst that all has been going on, Nikita Nikishov has still kept the lead. The timer now expires. 7 minutes have elapsed, and we are on course for our 4th different race winner on heat stay in Junior Rotax. But who will it be? Will it be Nikishov or Van Wyk? We are probably the best part of 2,000 metres away from finding that out. That answer being provided to the question. Last lap board out this time. Nikishov from Spain. Now we'll go round this circuit one more time. 1.58 kilometers. Maybe even make that 1,400 meters as they go through the left-hander at turn 4 and 5 for the final time. Through into 6 and 7. Nikita Nikishov has held onto the lead from lights out, and now it's looking like it's going to be right up to the checkered flag. So just 3 more corners remain, and there will be a few smiles on some Spanish faces very, very shortly, because out of the final corner, Nikita Nikishov wins heat number 4 for junior Rotax. B versus D by nearly 0.5 of a second ahead of Ties van Wijk, who started on the inside of row number 2. There are a couple of penalties coming, and to the people in 3rd and 4th place, Timo Jungling with a jump start penalty will have 5 additional seconds, dropping the youngster out of the top 3, and the same will be said for Tom Sveller, who got a 5-second time penalty for pushing, and that will drop them significantly down the order, meaning that Serbia's Nemanja Jovanovic will be promoted accordingly to 3rd place. And they are just adjusting it on the live timing as we speak. Jungling's penalty has been applied and will drop him down to around 6th position. But provisionally, Nikishov takes the victory. Van Wijk 2nd, Serle provisionally might be a little bit further, that they might have already applied the penalty. It has been reapplied. Jovanovic will be 3rd, Hamilton 4th, Ingram Hill, Jungling, Kakkonen, Kurg, Bartenstein, Koskinen, Charlie Neve, Tom Serle demoted all the way down to 12th position ahead of Olivier Jonkers. Jimmy Kokalainen, Sky Parker rounds out the top 15, with Hans Markus Narusk rounding out the 16 strong finishers. And unfortunately, that lap 5 incident out of the final couple of corners between India's Ariman Bansal and Oliver Sander meant their race would be abruptly put to a halt. So some fist bumps in the pre-grid before the mechanics were sent on their way. The 4th race got underway with a clean start, but Timo Jungling was deemed by race control to have jump-started, but went very, very wide coming into turn 1 and lost a bag full of positions. But it was Nikita Nikishov. There was the incident that actually involved 4 carts, with Sky Parker having to turn the cart around, along with Hans Markus Narusk. And then this was just one of the many moments where we saw Oliver Sander battling away with India's Ariyaman Bansal. Timo Jungling was on a charge, even though he would have known that he had a 5-second time penalty. But the racing was fast, it was frantic. Thomas Ingram Hill managed to get up the inside of Tom Sveller, who would also be fine to be pushing during the race, and the pair would swap positions over the duration. But then Armand Hamilton had this drama, this code brown, as he went over the back bumper of Thomas Ingram Hill, following in the footsteps of Bansal going down the hill. But then 3 wide, and this audacious but superlative move from Thomas Ingram Hill on both Bansal and Hamilton, getting 2 for the price of 1. But then coming into turn 18, Sander and Bansal came together, and their race abruptly ending at an absolute stop, with Sander on the front Nassau of Bansal, but Nikishov brought smiles to Spain, winning the 4th heat.